All right, look, simple is sexy. Simple is the sexiest thing you can ever have. And the more simple our businesses are, the easier it's going to be for you to make money. And this applies to everyone in every single industry. The more complex you have your business, the more you have a scattergun of everything everywhere, the harder it's going to be for you to make any money at all, because it's absolutely impossible for you to figure out what order you're putting everything in, let alone what your customers are buying it in. For everybody, hands up who's got a giant snake's wedding of stuff, of content, of ideas, of products, of courses, of workshops. Ding, all of us, right? Yep. Anyone who's been on planet Earth for more than 5 years, like we've already gathered a lot of experiences and a lot of things that we can share and teach the world. So we are all in this situation of having lots of things. Now, my advice for making anything successful is to first make it simple. And in fact, Einstein himself says, if you can't explain it simply enough, then you simply don't understand it well enough. So what you're going to do is always go back to, what the frickin' hell am I even doing this business for? What's the point of this? Why do I want to do this? Is it because you want to make passive income? Is it because you deeply love helping people's lives and being intimately involved in it? Are you looking to make some kind of a difference or an impact on a large number of people? First of all, have to get your head around that, because that's going to determine whether your method of sharing all this stuff you have is going to be being intimately involved with the client base, which would usually involve coaching or some kind of hybrid if you're being online, or if the method of sharing all this knowledge you have is going to be delivered in a more passive manner, like old mate who I was telling you about, who just sends a text message a day to his students and nothing else. That is the first part to just come back to within yourself. And that will change for all of us as we go through our different cycles and evolutions, right? Sometimes we go through periods where we're like, I actually really want to be a bit more intimate with my people. And other times I'm like, nobody talk to me for at least 2 years. So work out where you're at right now. Now, once we know the main way we want to be delivering our thing, of course, we can still offer all of the other options. This is where, remember, I teach you guys to pick your hero offer. Your hero offer is the one that you just most enjoy the method of delivery. So for you, that's like a passive business model of sending just nothing but an email a day or a meditation a week or a text message tip of the day, and that's all they get of you. Or if for you, it's putting together a membership program where you rock up live twice a month like I do and come here and actually answer questions. That's the method, the hero product, the thing that you're predominantly going to promote across all of your marketing. But you still will have or may have the VIP option, a done with you something or a done with you call, like my Get It Done days. You still might have the hybrid option of a coaching program that you run once a year, like my Concept of Course only runs once a year because I deliver it live, right? You still have these different options for the people who are like, oh, that hero product isn't quite right for me. Is there another way I can work with you? But the main point in your head is you're saying, I want to help people in this topic in this kind of way, impersonal or personal. Therefore, my hero product is X thing. And step number one, once you've decided what that X thing is, your membership or your coaching program or your passive delivery X, Y, and Z, is to then go, how am I going to attract eyeballs and interest into that hero thing? So this is where I'll be thinking about, what kind of content should I have just pumping out on social media? Can you, like me, spend half a day a week just coming up with all the content ideas, even if it's just for ChatGPT, and just going into the social media scheduler or getting AI agents to put all that content into your social media scheduler for you, so that in half a day a week, all of your content for the upcoming week is already published and you can forget about all the marketing stuff. So you've got some kind of content, and preferably step 2, the lead magnet, that's the call to action in those social media posts. So now you're beginning to build up followers. You're very slowly beginning to get people watching and engaging in your content. And hopefully from the call to action in those posts, you're actually getting email addresses coming through as well. That content is all going to be aligned to whatever you've decided your hero product teaches or does or sells, basically. So you then have this really clear path. I know what I want to do. I know how I want to do it. I know what hero methodology that product or offer is going to be. And now I've got marketing going out there, And obviously, again, the more marketing you do, as we've seen, the more posts you post, the more eyeballs you get. So do it to a volume that simply suits your own capacity and your own preference, with a call to action to get onto your email list. Now, in terms of the tech stuff, what I do next, and this is what I do with anyone who I'm doing a Get It Done day with, is now we have that basic system in place, content, lead magnet, come into my email list. We then focus on the back end of your tech world. This
Sarah,
is where,
can I just stop you for a second?
sure.
During your discussion here, I don't know if anybody else is interested. Could you take a 2-minute sidebar to explain what you feel is your simplest first lead magnet and how to get it done?
Yeah, sure. Let me write down lead magnet that's simple. Now, I do have a mini workshop which is on your dashboard called Lead Magnet Launcher. So I'd strongly recommend, if you don't have a lead magnet, that's
Yeah, I
something
saw that. I
really.
didn't mean to interrupt you. It's just
No, that's okay.
where are you going here? It looks like you're ready to launch here. All
Yeah,
right, I'll let
absolutely.
you
So
go.
I'd
All right, go
recommend
ahead.
Lead Magnet Launcher for you, because that actually does give you lots of topic ideas. So I will come back to that in just a second. Best lead magnet. But I just want to take people through this process of where am I at now? How do I commercialize this? And how do I make this commercialization process as simple as we possibly can? So now we know what we're doing, how we're going to do it. We've got social media marketing out there, building us up a following. We've got a call to action for a lead magnet so we can get an email address. Now, behind the scenes, this is where we need to make sure, number one, that we have created a welcome email sequence so that all these people that are actually coming into our database are instantaneously being put through a sales sequence. So this, again, is just a sequence of pre-written helpful emails that have a PS at the bottom. Are you still thinking about blah? And then listing all of the ways that they can buy from you, essentially, to get that thing done. Now, there is a tutorial video on exactly how to do that on the Techmatics YouTube channel. If you click on playlists, and I'll show you how to, because there's not a lot of people know that playlists actually exist, and then we've made it as simple as possible for you. So if you go to YouTube, and on YouTube, you can just go into the Techmatics YouTube channel. There's the channel at the top. Click on playlists right here. So you'll see there playlists. These are all of the categories of training videos. So you'll see somewhere there is a whole category on emails and automations. And it's the one, communities, Kanban boards. Email marketing. So there's email marketing here. You click on that playlist and the playlist will show up, on the right-hand side here. So you can actually see every tutorial video that's related to email marketing that shows up there. And there's one on how to create your email welcome sequence, which will help you turn those leads that are coming in into sales. And I've been using that method for well over 15 years now, from back in the active campaign and mail stink days and all of them. And the whole time, still to this day, is how sales are just going off. And as Michelle's, Diane's still here, Michelle's here, we call them ding dings when your phone goes off and your Stripe alert. Mine goes when those go off. It's coming because people are at all points of the day joining your lead magnets, and it's that welcome sequence that is then, when they're hot, selling to them behind the scenes. So let's go back to the lead magnet. I love this question from Jerome. If we're creating a lead magnet, what kind of lead magnet should we create? Now, I recommend just getting the first one out there, and I would recommend just putting out there something you've already made to begin with, because I reckon all of you have some kind of workshop or webinar recording. Right? If you've recorded any kind of mini training, you've already probably got a lead magnet done. And I always say, don't recreate something if you've already got something. So the first thing I would do is go into your dashboard, into your drives, into your folders, find any recordings you've got of workshops. Second, have you got in your Canva or in your drives any kind of mini guide, ebook, checklist, resource, download of some kind that would be helpful to your audience that you've already made? And what I would do is simply go into Techmatics, create a funnel, and on the first funnel page, using one of the templates that's already made in there, give away my free something pack. You'll get a tutorial video recording of my XYZ workshop called X, you'll get my little checklist called X, and you'll get one of my little Canva documents I made called X. And I would literally just put that with an opt-in form on the Techmatics funnel page with nothing other than a thank you page at the end saying, please check your emails. Your PS, you might want to check out all these other ways that I can help you. Same way as you do your footer on your email. So bam, you've got yourself a kind of collective of your freebies on one page, just making that particular freebie even more irresistible. Now, if you've already done something like that and you've already got a lead magnet, my next suggestion for those who are leveling up, who already has lead magnets, anyone? Yeah, some of you do. My next suggestion for you guys is start to multiply the lead magnets, right? Make them have little lead magnet babies, because obviously, again, the more opt-ins you have, the more people you're going to attract. Now, one way to do this is to literally just change the title of the thing you've already made. So let's pretend I've got a training on, I know how to write emails. I could have how to write emails for course creators. I could literally clone that page and say, the service provider's guide to making money with emails. It's the exact same frickin' workshop. I haven't changed anything. I just changed the page. I could have the doctors and dentists guide to making money with emails. It's the same thing, right? So this is one way to make your lead magnets have babies. And by simply changing the title to a specialist word or niche or industry or identity that your audience have, you're actually just multiplying your opportunity of bringing in more contacts. The other cool thing about that is if you're niching to a particular type of audience, dentists, financiers, whatever, when they opt in to that clone of the sales page, your automation can actually tag them. These guys are all doctors because they've opted into the doctor's titled version of this workshop. Does that make sense? So you can start to get really clever by making your lead magnets have babies. By just changing that title gives you better niching, better targeting, and easier segmenting of those contacts behind the scenes. Now, the other way to make your lead magnets have babies is to come up with new lead magnets and testing out for your audience what attracts them the most. So, for instance, I found that having a quiz is a real big attractor to my audience. And these can be the more fun ones. What kind of potato are you? Yeah, but like for me, it would be, what kind of entrepreneur are you? What kind of course should you create? Where are your tech bottlenecks in your business? These kinds of quizzes that I know will attract my audience. You can make those inside Techmatics. And again, a lot of people love just putting their email address in to get the results, right? They want those results sent to them. So it's a very smart way of using people's absolute unabound self-interest to give you their email address, basically. So that's one thing you can do. Quizzes work well as lead magnets. The other things I'm seeing that work really well as lead magnets right now is AI bots. Now, I've taught you all how to create your own GPT, right? If you don't know, if you haven't gone through that training, it's on your dashboard. Just type in AI in the search bar, and there is a workshop in there on how to create your own GPT. Now, could you create one that's useful to your audience and put it behind an opt-in? Because when you create a GPT, it's just given a share link, right? So you just copy the share link for your little GPT. And all I have to do is create an opt-in form, and you send me in the delivery email the link to the GPT, right? That's all it is. It's a simple opt-in form with an email that sends them the link. So what could you do? Like you've seen from my examples, I've made you guys a sales page creator GPT. I've made you a course creation GPT. I've made you a prioritize your business tasks GPT. I've even made you a freaking astrology GPT, right? So these are all really cool ways that you can collect people's email addresses. Now, obviously my members, you guys get all my bots that I create for free because it's part of your membership. But to anyone else out there, I might pick one of those, like the sales page creator bot, for instance, and put that behind an opt-in and make that a lead magnet. So I can use just one of those bots as a way to pull new leads into my system and then sell them and say, hey, if you join my membership academy, the Legends Lab, you get all of my other bots too. See how this works? So bots are doing well. Ask ChatGPT. Literally, here's the prompt, right? I'm going to give you the prompt. Taking everything you know about me and my business and the audience I wish to attract and sell to, please suggest at least 20 custom GPT ideas that I could create that would be helpful and highly attractive to my target audience. Pop that in. Obviously, I have recorded this session. You will get the replay of this, but that will give you a whole bunch of ideas of what GPTs you can create. Guess what? Then you say, ooh, I like number 4. That's a good idea. Now please create the instructions that I will place in the back end of that GPT. And it writes its own instructions for itself. You just copy and paste it into your GPT area. Would anyone like me to demonstrate any of that stuff I've just said, like creating the opt-in and the delivery? Would that be helpful for you? I've got people going. That was so good. Now I've got my greasy gym hair out from being at the gym this morning.
Sarah, I actually have concluded that you are crazy.
Yes,
I
that
mean,
is the
you
only way
are
to do it.
in a very good way. In
In a very good way, and now my crazy gym hair looks spectacular. All right, let's do a quick demo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a demo of giving away my custom GPT called the Sales Page Creator Bot. Should we do that demo? And then you can all copy this process when you make your own. Excellent. So I will just demo the first step with you guys. Let's do a share screen. Share screen, share screen. Okay, let's go into our old mate ChatGPT over here. And I am going to first of all get it to give me some ideas just so that you have the instructions again of what we can do to come up with ideas for bots. So I'm going to just use the little speaky thing here. Taking everything you know about me and my business and all of the people that I serve and the target audience that I love to work with, which for me is course creators, coaches, consultants, speakers, experts, and business owners in all industries globally. Please suggest at least 20 custom GPT ideas that I could create that would specifically be helpful, useful, and attractive to this audience so that I can use that custom GPT both as an asset for my Legends Lab members, but also as a lead magnet to attract more people to join my mailing list. So I will just keep this on the screen if you guys want to take a photo of that prompt. If anyone wants to take a picture. Got it? Okay. So again, it's just given a whole list of GPT ideas, right? Oh, it's given me a lead magnet launcher one. So let's just pick that. Here's a load of GPTs I can make. Oh, I'm going to have fun doing these. I'm going to say, let's make this one. And I've just picked one of them that it's given me. And please create the instructions for the GPT. And it will literally just give you the instructions. So what I normally do is copy and paste this into a Google Doc. I read through it in depth and I customize and edit the instructions. But once I'm happy with them, let's just pretend, I'm not even going to bother reading this, right? I'm just going to pretend it's fine for the sake of an example. I'm just going to get all of these instructions. Let's pretend that's all of them. You go to GPTs in your ChatGPT account, press My GPTs, you press Create a GPT, you put the name of it in here, which would be Sarah's Lead Magnet Launcher. GPT, you stick all of your instructions in there. I'm obviously going to delete these because I haven't even looked at them. But yeah, you pop your instructions to the bot in there. You upload any extra knowledge or information files you want it to have, and you press create. Once you press create, you have a link for your GPT. So I'll show you one I've already got. For example, here's my sales page creator bot, which will be the one that I will do the demo with today. See, because I've created this, I can press share. And anyone with the link, it must be importantly to set to that, press copy link. Now I have a link to this GPT, all with me so far. You've made it, you've got your link. This is important because when we now go into Techmatics, we are going to want to go and simply create our opt-in form for this. Now, we could just literally have an opt-in form, or we could go as far as creating a whole funnel page. Now, let's just do the easy version, shall we? Let's go into our websites and funnels. We're going to click on a form builder, and I'm just going to create an opt-in form for this bot. I'm not even going to bother making a sales page because I think, again, we overcomplicate everything. I'm going to press add a form, start from scratch. and it's going to be simply called Get Sarah's Sales Page Creator Bot. That's it. That's all you need to do. This is all you have to do to make a lead magnet. First thing I do, always name your forms. Very important habit. So I'm going to go up here and call it opt-in for Sarah's Sales Page Creator Bot. Ta-da. Now later on I can go and embed this into a funnel page if I want to. But for now, all I'm going to do is first of all grab the text of the form and put here, Get Sarah's Sales Page Creator GPT Bot free. And then you can even put another little bit of text if you want to put an explainer there and change the font. So I might just put in here, this will write your sales pages with, oh, I always do that, capital letters. This will write. Okay, now over on the right hand side is where you change your fonts. So I'm just going to change that down to about 20. Oh, not even that, probably about 18. You can cover this. You can make it italic, make it central. You can do whatever you like on here. But honestly, guys, the secret to the success with opt-ins is to keep it as absolutely simple as possible. The more fancy stuff you put on it, the less it works. So for me, first name is going to absolutely be required. I'm going to leave off last name. I'm definitely going to remove phone number. I'm just going to keep email. And the only thing I'm going to have here is I consent to Sarah Cordiner messaging me. Okay, that's it. Color, I'm just going to move it to more of my brandy color. All right, done, save, boom. We now have a form. I am going to just change the text on the button. Click on the button. I'm going to change that to get the email me the bot. And I don't know why my color didn't change on there, but there we go. Save. Doesn't matter. You can replace this with your own terms, but I'm just going to remove that. Press save. Now I have, first of all, I've got the link to my actual GPT, which I'm just going to go and put somewhere else for a second. But just in this form here, if I press save, this form now completely exists. I can just press integrate and share, and then I've got the form link here. So I'm just going to press open the form link. Now, by the way, did you notice right there, I could share that straight away onto social media. So let me just show you right now, I'm going to do it for real and I'm actually going to post this.
Capitals, Sarah.
Damn. Let me just change it into, oh, damn. Oh, it's doing it again. That's for sales page to bot GPT. Ooh, conversion rate. Now, the other thing I've learned is if you do this, the uglier it is. Black, by the way, is currently the highest converting, but it is. So these are the style. Remember at the beginning of the session, I was talking to you about these viral posts. This is a classic example of the style these massive influencers are using to get their massive followers. Using the colored background with the plain text with some big hook on it, it encourages them people to comment, which obviously gets you more views. And as people comment, I'll be sharing the link under each comment, which bumps it again and again. If this was here are 6 ways that I've made $1 million, or here are 3 things that I've learned as a speaker, here are 4 things I would never feed my dog, here are 3 things I would never tell my children after I being told them as a kid, and I'd be putting those 3 things or those 4 things in each individual comment underneath. But can you see now, boom, going to post it, all I've got to do is, and I'm going to share it to groups. Of course I'm gonna. Let's share it in there and in there. All right, done. Post. That now should get lots and lots of views, but when they reply, what do? I simply just share this link with them. Now, obviously what happens when somebody fills this in, let's do the final step, which is creating the workflow, which delivers the bot in the email. So all I'm gonna do now is go into my automated workflows, and we're gonna press create a new workflow. So again, this is for creating a simple fulfillment from a lead magnet. So let's start from scratch. I'm always gonna start from scratch from you, just to show you what can be done. FYI, there is workflow AI down here, and you can actually say, please write a workflow for me for my lead magnet, and it will do it. But I'm going to show you how to do this with your own brain because you're smart. The trigger for this, always name it, is Sarah's opt-in. Opt-in for Sarah's sales page creator GPT bot. Cool. Let me make this a bit bigger for you. The trigger is someone filled in the form. Yeah, so let's press trigger, type in form, and there's form submitted. And then we have to say to the system, what form was submitted? So you press filters, and you say the form is, and then you're going to go and find it. There's the opt-in form that I just made. Opt-in, Sarah's sales page creator. Save the trigger. Now we want to tag them. The first tag I always add, are you listening? First tag you always add is mailing list, because they've opted into your mailing list. So must tag them mailing list so that you have people being added to your actual mailing list rather than just being a contact in your system. Then we're going to add another tag. The second tag I add is specific to the product. So I'm going to say opted in to get Sarah's sales page creator bot. Nice. Done. Add new tag. Opted into bot. Save. Now we tag them. Next thing I do is I make sure I get added to my customer journey. Oh, it's not called customer journey in here. It's called opportunities. I want to add them to my customer journey, and they're new and they haven't bought anything. They just opted into a free thing. So they're going to just be a lead at this stage. Now on the Techmatics YouTube channel, if this is really new to you and you have no idea what I'm talking about with customer journeys, this is how your dashboard statistics get updated. It shows you how many leads you've got, how many sales you've got, what your conversion rates are. This only works if you've added opportunity stages, which is your customer journey. So in the Techmatics YouTube channel, go to playlists. And there is a whole playlist in here on the customer journey. You see it there. It's called Customer Journey, Sales Pipelines and Opportunities. Do recommend you go and have a binge of that. Don't forget you can hire a tech expert to help you. But basically all I'm doing is I'm updating the pipeline, the customer journey, in my Sarah Cordiner journey. And they are going to become a lead because they're new. Their name, I click on this tag, is simply the contact's full name, and that will pre-fill with their name. And opportunity value is what are they worth to you? So most people to me are worth about $1,000 to $1,500 because my hero product is the Legends Lab, and that's how much it costs to be in the Legends Lab for a year. And I know that almost 99% of my clients stay in the membership for at least 12 months. So that is the value or the worth of a lead to me. The status is open because we haven't sold them yet. If they'd bought something, we would have won the sale, but at the moment, the sale is still open. So let's press save, keep pressing save. So they've opted into the form, they've been tagged, they've been added to my customer journey. Now I can do all sorts of things, right? You can add customer notes if you want to. I quite like this habit. So sometimes I just put something like the contact's full name has opted in to get Sarah's sales page creator GPT. And that just adds a little note to the customer record, just in case you want that added there as well. But the most important thing here is we're just going to send them an email, right? So let's press send an email. And remember that when somebody opts into something, this is the highest opt-in and highest opened email you'll have because they've just opted into a thing. They're going to go and open the email. So do make sure you put this in your master template, which has your PS first name. Here are all the ways I can help you do X, Y, and Z. So what I do here is I click on templates. I go and find my master template. All right, so I'm going to grab my master template, press edit, and very importantly, make sure you're saving a new version of this. All right, so we're not going to edit this version because this is the master. I'm just going to press save as a new template, and this is going to be called opt-in. Remember, see, I'm keeping the name the same here. Sarah's sales page creator bot fulfillment email. Continue. And what this is going to do now is it's making a copy of that master, but now, as you can see from the title at the top here, we've made a new email template. So I'm just going to simply put in here, hi, contact, first name. Way to go. Here is the link to the sales page creator bot. Where is it? Over here. Let's grab the link, copy link. See that? And now I simply click it in there. Simply click that link and it will open in your ChatGPT account. Happy creating. And then what are we going to do? PS, hottest leads ever. I'm even going to get rid of my damn email signature here. So I'm going to put PS, first name, custom field, contact, first name. Are you still thinking about whatever it is? Send X to your field and building a 7-figure business. If so, here are X ways I can help you do that. Bing bong, bing bong. Okay, save, done. That's it. That's our whole welcome sequence done. So I'm just going to make sure that it's got the right name, that it says from email location. Subject is here is your sales page creator bot. And there's the right template. And press save. And publish. Live. Done. That took what? About 11 minutes whilst teaching. Made a bot. We made the opt-in form, we got the link to the opt-in form, we published it on social media before it was even ready. Why? So that we can get some comments starting to come in. And we've even created the fulfillment sequence. You can all do that, right? How much do we overcomplicate this shit? Who just sits here going, oh my God, I've been overthinking this for 17 years. Can you do it? If I can rock up here with my crazy gym hair, right, you've all got to promise me that you can do a lead magnet today. That took 11 minutes. Yeah? You can do fancy pages later, but leads are way more important. Email addresses are way more important than sexy pages. You don't care about the page, you just want the bot link, right? If you're going to opt into that. Love it.